What's happening, guys? Cap over here, and welcome to another week of the UBC. As today we're taking on the man on top of the table, the guy who has the funny hat and the cape, who's saying, "I am the king of this hill." We're taking on Mortal Man's coach of the Hague Hawluchas, who are 5-1, sporting an incredible record, having a really great season, and has a really swell team. I bet you weren't expecting swell. But be sure to smash that like button and support your Toronto SwaBlu Jays by subbing to the channel, as your support is greatly appreciated. So let's dissect the team that we have today. I don't have a lot of things to check Mamoswine, just flat out. Mamoswine really hurts my team. So I've got this Suicune over here that sort of handles it relatively well. It doesn't handle it the best, but it's what we're gonna do. It's what we're gonna make work. Suicune pretty much gets 3-hit KO'd by Mamoswine thanks to Protect and whatnot, but it just puts on so much offensive pressure on my team, so this is going to be a matchup that's going to be pretty key throughout the battle. Suicune versus Mamoswine. Who will win? Wait and see who does. We got Heatran over here with the Choice Scarf, nice and flashy, looking pretty speedy, pretty much puts on a lot of offensive pressure on his team. We're bringing in Hazards, supported by Clefable with Rocks, and Garbodor supported by T-Spikes and Spikes. If I can get up T-Spikes, Rocks, that would be awesome. That would be ideal. T-Spikes, Spikes, and Stealth Rocks, that would be just the perfect scenario for me. The perfect storm, I guess. The perfect storm. We've got our AV Tornadus just because it handles things like Hydreigon, Primarina, and the Rotom Heat. Mind you, I do not want to get electrocuted because I'm a burp, and burps don't appreciate that. And then we got our setup, Mega Latios, which is my first time ever using Mega Latios, so maybe I'll get some beginner's luck or something like that, but here's to hoping that it works out. So turn 1, I'm going to lead off with Suicune just because Suicune is a really good mon, and it puts me in a pretty good position at turn 1 right away, just because like for example, Mamoswine I can Scald, Rotom Heat I can Protect and Scald, Medichan Protect, Scald, and Protect. So it would put me in a pretty solid position as long as I just play it well and play smartly with it. Smartly, that's a word. It's actually not a word. So he leads off with Hydreigon, and I'm just like, alright, I'm clicking Protect because I'm not a special defensive variant. So my play here is Protect, scatter what he wants to do. If he locks himself into something, then so be it. But he's a taunt set, which tells me it is a bulky sort of set. And I'm just going to go into Clefable thinking 2 turns ahead. I can switch out into Tornadus and get some switch initiative. If he goes into Scizor, or if he goes into Rotom Heat like he does right now, I can simply click U-turn, get some information, and I get a crit. That's 2 turns, 2 battles, 2 crits with U-turn. Tornadus is looking pretty fine, and I go into Latios, and you're going to realize at this moment, like, if you can imagine someone going like, oh shit. That was where I went like that. That was just mad. Mega Latios getting paralyzed is bad because A, Mega Latios had a pretty good speed tier at in this battle, and 2, or B, whatever I said, Mamoswine is that more threatening. Mamoswine actually is pretty scary right now because now he has the ability to go for Earthquake and then follow it up with an Icicle Crash, which will actually take down Mega Latios, unless if he misses, because you know, if you're bad, you're lucky. So hopefully that works out for us. But yeah, that's why it's that much more scarier. Suicune, he can Earthquake, Heatran, he can Earthquake, Garbodor, he can Earthquake, Clefable, he can Earthquake, and if I go into Tornadus or Latios, depending on the damage that I took from each mon and the damage that he has with Mamoswine, he can actually just go for an Icicle Shard and just simply finish me off, or an Icicle Crash in Latios' case. So not the best scenario, big misplay on my part, and it's gonna bite me later on in the game, just because, you know, when you get Mega Latios paralyzed, it's not good. So I end up going for a Draco Meteor at this moment, and Primarina just like she's all like, yo, what was that? That was just some dragon things happening. Not happening today, belly. Not happening, buddy. I'm pretty hungry. My stomach is rumbling, and I'm just gonna switch out into my Suicune, because Suicune's a good check to this mon. If you click Scald, Ice Beam, or something, or just clicks Moonblast, we take the damage relatively well, and this tells me it is not a choice specs. As he reveals Encore, I reveal Mirror Coat. We're not in a solid position at this moment. 2 moves revealed, and Not good at all, not good at all. So now I'm forced to switch out because I don't want to get Encore into Mirror Coat, and he makes a pretty solid play at this moment, predicting my switch, and goes for a Moonblast. As now I can set up my Stealth Rocks, and that's good for me because Rotom Heat will be taking a lot of damage from Stealth Rocks. But like I said before, whenever Mamoswine comes in, this puts me in a position of, do I go into Tornadus or Latias, predict an Earthquake, and then get demolished by something else, or yeah, so I lose Clefable. And like I was explaining before, the scenario was severely shifted in his favor when my Mega Latios got paralyzed, and that's where the 50-50 was like, oh, this is not good, this is not good at all. So I'm going to send out Heatran, scare it off with a potential Choice Scarf Heatran, because this screams Choice Scarf Heatran, the way I brought it in, the way it's staring at him, the way that Mamoswine sort of shivers a bit, it's Choice Scarf. So he makes a really good switch, goes right into his Aerial, as I'm just going to land a Flash Cannon on this Mon, do a clean 28%, plus lefties, so I'm just not doing that well, as I go into Pew, my Garbodor, which allows me to set up T-Spikes, and I know T-Spikes are going to be pretty important at this moment just because I want to get this thing poisoned. It's a big thorn in my butt right now, and it getting poisoned allows me to be that much more threatening with Suicune. So he ends up sending out the Mamoswine once again, and I'm put in a position where I'm just like, dang, this is not good, this is not good, and I'm forced to go into Suicune. And this is where, if I'd gone into Suicune on the Clefable, I take 37%. Or I'm at 37%, I take 44% or 45%. That's a lot of damage. Even after lefties, I cannot take another one. So I'm forced to protect, and he just goes right into Triforce, his Hydreigon. As I just do absolutely nothing, and I'm put in a position where I can go into my Tornadus and simply fire off a U-turn. I had not revealed Ice Beam yet. I do have Ice Beam, and for some reason I just don't click it. As I'm just going to go right into my Heatran, because at this moment I want to scout to see if he has Earth Power. He has only revealed Taunt and Roost, no Earth Power or anything whatsoever. So I'm going to sort of play it to that way and go into Mega Latios, as, oh boy, this is just bad. Mega Latios seems to be the poor soul who lets me click the buttons for it, and not clicking the right buttons, Latios just takes a lot of damage for no particular reason, and this is the play I should have just gone. I should have just gone into Triforce, because Triforce automatically recovers the damage, and I can go for a U-turn, sort of play around that. But yeah, not that good, not that good. So now I'm gonna go for a U-turn, go right back into Heatran, and now I can just fire some Dragon Pulses, hope for the best, maybe it works out. As he reveals the Haban Berry, so he's totally prepped for my Mega Latios to come in and fire off a Draco. So it didn't really matter that much. But now I can just go into my Pew, as Aerial hits the field, make a nice double over here. That sort of works out for me because I do predict him to go into this Mon over here. And now I have the option of setting up my Spikes, which is going to be pretty good because Stealth Rocks, T-Spikes, and Spikes put me in a position where I wear down his Scizor, his Mega Medicham, and his Mamoswine whenever it does come in, because Mamoswine, it is the Life Orb, so it only has a couple more hits in it. And with all the hazards and stuff, I can actually sort of handle it a bit better, and that allows things like Tornadus to really play it. But I was thinking during real time, and the way I was playing Latios, I don't make that play. I switch out. Oh boy. Yep. So I don't get Spikes up, which is pretty bad on my end. Not the best scenario, and I take a lot of damage with Tornadus. Could have set up some Spikes right here. That would have been great. Would have been fantastic. It would have been sublime. So now Mega Medicham is just going to land this high jump kick on Garbodor, and I don't get up T-Spikes. I don't know if I would have set up T-Spikes because that did just so much damage. I might have just gotten one layer of T-Spikes. Just one. I might have just gotten one. But Garbodor did its job. It took down Mega Medicham with the Rocky Helmet and Aftermath, and I don't get any T-spikes up, which is gonna be, once again, it's gonna bite me in the butt once again, because now I can go for a flash cannon, get some nice damage off, predicting his Primarina to come in, and this thing can actually just stall me out with Roost and Dark Pulse and all that fun stuff. As we're only doing like 40%. I have to get like a super lucky crit, and if I get that super lucky crit, just, you know, if you're lucky, you're bad, or if you're bad, you're lucky, and I'm not getting any of that right now. So apparently, I'm playing somewhat well this game, but clearly I'm not. Clearly I'm not. So this is where I was talking about spikes would have been pretty fantastic. This thing would have been at like below 50%, so it only had more switch into spikes, and Primarina was at 52%. So Flash Cannon could have put in a lot of work. Rotom Heat would have been in a different position, and Balled Your Uncle, I guess, at that moment. So now I'm just gonna go for a Heat Wave, get some clean damage off of this Rotom Heat. That nice 11%, not too shabby. As I'm just gonna go right into my own Suicune, as he ends up going for a Volt Switch, getting the Switch initiative, and now he just goes back into his Hydreigon, and Hydreigon, boy, sick and tired of this mon over here, just walling everything on my side. As I lose Suicune right there, and at this moment I knew I'd lost the battle, and all I was trying to do was change the differential to make it somewhat forgivable, but not gonna work out. Not gonna work out. We're getting beaten pretty badly, and this is why this man is 5-1 right now, almost to be 6-1. He has been playing fantastic throughout the season, and this is an example of how well this man has been playing. So shoutouts to Immortal Mens for playing such a solid game. The plays itself are not that important at this moment. I do get a crit. I crit this thing like twice, and it still doesn't take it down. I didn't know Hydreigon was this bulky, so I'm trying to sort of play around, change the differential a bit. Like I said, this is where, you know, if I had gone for Flash Cannon, it would have been pretty nice, because I think if if Rotom Heat had came in, it would have taken some more damage from Stealth Rocks. It could have changed it. Scissor was a 2-hit KO, but once again, Hydreigon is just still annoying. And yeah, and I still think Mamoswine still won at the end of the match, just because I didn't have any really solid ways of dealing with it. So GG to Immortal Mens. Fantastic game. Hopefully we can battle once more. We do end up picking up the KO on Primarina, so we only lose 4-0, but it hurts a lot. That pushes us to a 2-5 record, and next week we're taking on another team that is 4-2. We're taking on the commissioner of the league, the Bees Knees. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to sub to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. So I'll catch you guys later. Have yourselves a good day. Peace.